All right, this time not muted. Welcome everybody to Variant Roles. I am your host and game master Dan Gaston at MadSciDM on Twitter. I use he/him pronouns, and I'm excited to be here to play some Invisible Sun from Monty Cook Games, a game of surreal fantasy. And we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna kick people and make them do their instructions again. Taryn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm really glad to be here. Skies are looking pretty okay, so hopefully the gray doesn't suck me back this time. Um, but yeah, I use he/him pronouns, and yeah, I am going to be playing Sweets, the empath goetic who hosts a legion, and we are happy to be here. So
See, there's no coincidences in the actuality, and Alexis Vox Finadu was running late, and we had been chatting today earlier about this opening. So my little failure to unmute us was a sign that we had to run it again, just
Clearly.
so she could see it. Excellent. All right, kicking it over. Alex, how you doing?
I am doing well. Hello, friends. I'm Alex. I go by Axolotl Cure on Twitter. I use he, they pronouns. I'm playing Emma Elizabeth, uses she, her pronouns, and she is a stoic goetic who cages enemies. And I'm happy to be back from a week off.
Excellent. We are excited to have you back and to pull you into this plot line because I think Emma Elizabeth will have thoughts about this whole thing.
Oh, she has plenty of thoughts.
Excellent. Let's keep it rolling. Annie, how are you doing this week?
I'm good. Yeah, happy to be here. I'm Annie. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Alphabet Seeds on Twitter. And tonight I will be playing Henrietta Delacour, as always, who is also she, her pronouns, and she is a empathic weaver who disgorges creatures. And Fox, this is Nori, the lipstick. That's the color. It's not green, but it's called Nori. Moving on.
I'm here for it. I love the update every week. I feel like I learn more about lipstick every week. And, knowledge is half the battle.
Knowledge is power.
That's right. That's right. All right, perfect. Kicking it over, following around. Sam, Samantha, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I am Sam. I'm 65th Victor on Twitter. I use she, they pronouns. And I am playing Lucky, an ardent apostate who shepherds minds.
Excellent, excellent. And we are all loving those shades. And I sense a little bit of Good Omens inspiration in them.
Yeah, you called me out there. It's true. That's exactly where I got them.
It's all right. You were being called out in chat, so I'm just.
I know. Yeah, no,
It's a good aesthetic. It's a good aesthetic.
I know. I'm actually like planning something kind of Good Omens inspired for the Ennies this year at Gen Con. Because I want to look cool as shit in case we win someday.
I love it. I hope to hear that you do win. I hope you're on stage, and I hope you rock it the fuck out, because you deserve it. All right. And last but not least, Corey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I am excited to play our game. My name is Corey Hickson. My pronouns are he, they. Today I'm going to be playing Alice, who is a ardent maker who turns tales into reality. And I just spent a bunch of crux today on a new ability, and I'm excited to maybe try it out. We'll see.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Jordan, for the host. We appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. And of course, the Pride shirt from Void Merch I am modeling today. As a reminder that all Pride Month we have been raising money for Trans Lifeline. We've got tonight and tomorrow left in our fundraising efforts. We've raised almost $400 total to date. If you look at all of the revenue from the stream, plus all of our bit donations and direct donations. Actually, no, it's over $400 now because I didn't realize we had topped $200 on the direct donation list. So we are actually sitting at about 450. So we're getting close to $500 raised. And for those of you who are watching and keep an eye, you'll see some stuff on the stream. If you donate bits during our game, fun things will happen. Or, oh, excellent. Right off the bat, we got a 1,000-bit donation. Thank you very much, Smokebeard. We appreciate that. I'm going to keep that in my back pocket because that introduces a shift. And we'll see what I do with that, because last time people's reality discorporated, thanks to Taryn.
If I couldn't be here, I was going to do what I could. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So when we left off, you were all outside of Autumn Run Apartments, which is where Sweets lives. And by you all, I mean everybody but Emma Elizabeth, because of course Alex wasn't here last week. But you're all looking for a way to the red in order to get a piece of information from the sodality of Vryn, to give it to the spear tip of the unknowable, so that they will help cover up a bunch of your crimes and maybe get the fuzz off of your back. And there's various sundry other character threads and arcs tied into that. You're looking for Sweets, who hosts a legion of demons, in order to hopefully extract 2, 1 as payment for the information that you have been given, and the second to use as a key to unlock a door to get you to the red. And that's kind of tied up into some things where Alice in particular owes some debt to Noah, who is our visitor from another actuality, while Alice and Emma Elizabeth had been hiding out in their sewer temple library complex throat place. It's a weird spot. So that's pretty much where we're started. So, to kick things off, we need to play Soothguard. And we have played The Crowded Tomb. That's not foreboding at all. Magic of the pale is enhanced. Magic of the green is hindered. Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame is the meanings of this card. If those are tied to your secret, your hearts, not your secret soul. The tomb lies at the end of all stories. The reward for the greatest monarch and the lowliest beggar of like. Of course it's crowded, and it gets more crowded by the day. Game narrative, someone dies, something ends, an NPC is filled with sadness. Alright, so the Crowded Tomb is our Soothguard. So I think we had chatted offline and established that Alice had indeed left word for Emma Elizabeth when she ducked out to gather the others. So Alex, why was Emma Elizabeth not present in the hideout library when Alice had her visitor from another creepy demon?
I think she's been slowly attempting to get back out into the real world. Okay, I've been laying low and just gradually taking longer and longer trips outside of the sewer library temple thing to try and get back home because she doesn't want to stay here.
Okay. And you did have a visitor yourself.
I did, yes.
Alright. So do you want to let people know what happened?
Yeah, as soon as I open up my Discord and remember what happened. Yeah, Emma was visited by Sister Midnight, who has been profoundly helpful this time around. And she informed me that there's a way to contact this weird otherworldly eye type thing, and maybe change reality in some facet. And there's ritual to do that conveniently with the sorcerer people whose
The
names
Sodality of Vryn.
those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So a piece of the ritual, probably not the whole
Yeah.
thing, but like a piece of it. Because I think in your research you sort of discovered that this ritual, given its power and danger, had sort of any extant copies that had been referenced had been like sort of separated into pieces and dispersed.
Mhm.
Not destroyed, because no one wanted to like destroy the knowledge, but it was safer to like sort of hide it in bits and pieces in different places. Yeah. Okay, so Alice, what exactly did you leave for Emma Elizabeth in terms of information?
So I left a note that said a demon visited and told us about how we can get to the red, offered us a way. So I left some notes that we need to find this person named Sweets, and that I was going to go see if I could get a hold of Henry and Lucky to head over there.
Okay. All right. So you're outside. So Emma Elizabeth, when you got that information, is that what you ended up doing? Is heading sort of immediately there?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Does Emma have any sort of awareness of who Sweets is because he's a Goetic?
That's a good question. You might. Let's make a roll for this to see. Because, you know, the Goetics are a tight order, so you have a good probability. I'd say this is not super obscure information. Let's start this at... I'll say this is a level 4 challenge. And then we can start building your venture. So you have a connection with the Goetics, correct?
Yes, I have one level of connection. with
Okay,
them.
so there's a venture of 1 to start out. And do you have any other like skills around like social knowledge or
I have persuasion and memorization, but
memorization? I would say maybe applies
Okay.
here. I buy that. So you've got 1 level in that.
yeah.
Okay, so that's a venture of 2. And if you did want to spend any bene, you could spend it out of your intellect pool.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll spend 1.
Okay,
Just make the roll.
it's a venture of 3, so you're just looking
Yeah.
for a 2 or higher.
That's a 5.
Okay, so yeah, you do know a little bit about Sweets. You know, I think Sweets, it's probably not a secret among your fellow Goetics that you host a demon, or host a legion of demons, correct?
Correct. I would say so.
Yeah, so you know that Sweets literally has dozens, if not hundreds, of demonic entities held inside their being.
Is this considered like, oh man, they're so lucky, or like, that's gross and uncivilized?
Probably most people would lean towards it being gross. Even among Goetics, even Goetics who favor the like night side path might be a little off-put by it. But the important distinction is that Sweets is not possessed. Well, they sort of are, but it's not like an urge-born. They're not like maturing. Yeah. They're not, you know, they're kind of just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Do I know if Sweets is the person, or is Sweets the collective of demons, or is Sweets like one
Yes.
particular? Where does the name
Yes,
come from?
that's
I know
correct. The answer is yes.
that? Okay.
Yeah, the answer is Sweets is Sweets and the collective.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely always refer to themselves in like the plural.
Mhm.
What else might Sweets? What might other Goetics commonly know about Sweets?
I think at least recently they would know that Sweets has been somebody tried to, in a way, exorcise the demons from us. So I think that's probably decently big news, or at least like information that would go along with that. So
Yeah, that someone tried to like force out the Legion from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Sweets was not happy about that. Okay. So, Alex, does Emma Elizabeth do anything else on her way over, or does she sort of go straight there?
Go straight there. I don't think she's too into lingering at the moment.
Yeah, and you gotta ride the train, it's bad enough, like you gotta get across town and all of that. Okay, so you arrive outside of Autumn Run Towers not long after everybody else sort of arrives, and Lucky has these like spiraling
No,
unicorn.
they disappeared last session.
Yeah, it should still be up because you haven't quite found Sweets yet. You just kind of
You just want me to look ridiculous.
you just get to the outside of the building, and it's pointing dead center at it. So this horn of like light, like a rainbow spiral light, is pointing directly at the building and growing out of Lucky's forehead.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance. That's just too weird for me. I'm just gonna hang back, not even just like hide behind a newspaper or something. Just like, yep, don't know that guy. Never seen him before in my entire life. Do one of those.
Sweets, are you like chilling out in your house?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
We are.
All right. So you're in the briefcase, which is inside a house, inside a painting. You're in the house, which is inside a briefcase, which is inside another house, which is inside a painting, which is inside the apartment building. One of your demons whispers to you, "Get out of the building. Someone's coming. They're dangerous."
How dangerous?
Very uncompromising.
Dangerous enough to help.
Only the darkest among us deal with them. And you know that this is one of the demons of the dark that is speaking to you.
Do I know this demon's name? Do we know this demon's name?
Yes, this is like one of these demons of the dark that are all enemies of Blah, but it's not the head
guy.
It's not the head devil. It's one of their minions, and it is the enemy of love.
We'll see what they have to offer. But I'll kind of like, will kind of step out of the briefcase and out of the painting and just kind of lean against the wall next to it. And Sweets has changed for this occasion. He's gone from their tattered gray sort of suit-like attire to a stark white with like charcoal trim, blazing red tie, kind of just leaned against the wall.
Okay. All right. So, outside, what are you all doing?
I think we were gonna go in, if I remember.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the place.
It's a good look on you.
Yeah.
No, the sooner we find this guy, the sooner this goes away, and I'm happy.
Oh come on, maybe we could go on a quick little walk around the building real quick, just to make sure this is the
Just so you can watch it rotate.
No, it's just to make sure that it's working properly. It's definitely not to watch it turn around your head.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. This is the entrance to the building. We're not
And
going
every
in the
time-
back door.
Every time Lucky like turns his head, the horn like bends so that it's constantly pointed.
Oh. It's very embarrassing. Alright. Oh, who's that over there?
Oh,
Hey, Emma,
Newspaper.
buddy.
Lucky, you do seem very happy to see me.
No, I just have a feeling that because you're, kind of standing apart, hiding behind a newspaper, maybe something's embarrassing you right now. And I want to make sure that it really embarrasses you.
have you changed your mind about that walk around the building then?
Maybe I have, yeah. Let's bring her with us and we'll just. How much attention can we draw to ourselves as we do this?
Probably quite a bit.
I mean, you are the one with the horn on your head, so by all means.
Yeah, and you arriving here and not liking it has made me like it that much more.
Oh, come on, Lucky, don't play dumb. Anytime I see you, I arrive and don't like it.
Okay, well, are you coming inside with us or not?
Yeah, fine.
At a distance. Can I go up to her and put my arm around her shoulder?
Is this horn, is it like...
It's like a unicorn horn, like a sparkly rainbow twisted unicorn horn.
Is it like... Like texturally, like what is it like? You said it bends, is it like rubbery?
I think it's just made of light, isn't
It's
it?
actually made of light, yeah. It's not solid.
So it's like an LED, like
Okay.
scrolls through colors.
Yes, absolutely, that is what it does.
All right. Shall we open the door? No one else will. I'll open the door. Is the door openable? Is it locked like one of those like
No, there's no buzzer.
They don't have to get buzzed in at least. Come
No.
on.
No, you guys don't live in a secure building.
well, this building's closed.
That's fair.
It just has like a really old. I'm picturing it in my head. I'm picturing like this really plain brownstone that you can just walk right in.
No, it's actually a really big, quite a large building. It takes up a large amount of area.
Okay.
The bottom floor is all shops, but there is an entrance that goes into the main
It's all shops.
apartment complex. The ground floor, and then
That's
the
very
apartments rise
fancy.
up above it. Well, I mean, one of the shops is like literally a sex club, so
At the bottom of an apartment building.
yeah,
They gotta be
It's-
somewhere, so
Don't even have to leave your building.
it's like dark basement, but sex basement.
I mean dark basement. Basement. Don't try to pigeonhole dark basement.
Dark basement's seen some things.
It sure has. It doesn't want to talk about it.
No. All right, so yeah, so when you walk in, your horn is doing the whole like dowsing rod thing to divine you in the correct direction. So you go up a flight of stairs into a hallway, and they see Sweets. You see this man, as Taryn has described Sweets, like just leaning against the wall, and the horn is pointed directly at him.
I'll
I go
whisper.
right now.
Is this one of them?
And the voice says, "No, these aren't the ones I was talking about." And then it says, "These are."
Are you sweet?
We are, yes.
Well, that was really fast. I thought we were gonna have to search the whole building.
If you aren't who I thought you were going to be, perhaps we should step inside.
Who'd you think we were gonna be?
We have yet to ascertain that information.
And a voice, the same voice, Sweets, just goes, behind you.
They're-
We'll step away from the wall and turn around.
And sort of like basically in the frame of like a doorway that's kind of cast in shadow behind you, it bulges. The shadow sort of bulges out, and kind of like almost like that Stargate effect, right? When it opens and it like splashes out, but like slow, as if it's made of molasses. It sort of just like pushes out, sort of solid, and then withdraws, and it sort of slimes off of these people clad all in black. And then there is two figures in like skin-tight black suits, hooded and masked, sort of, so all you can see is their eyes peering out, and they each have a crooked, gleaming red dagger in each hand. And they start advancing towards Sweets.
These friends of yours, Sweets?
We're going to start walking backwards, trying to keep pace with these individuals, and we're walking towards this group that has shown up. No, these are not friends of ours. This is an issue.
How many of them are there?
Two. They're different. They're different. I mean, you can just see their eyes, but they're definitely two. Like, they don't look identical.
Are they flesh and blood or some kind of spiritual entity?
They are flesh and blood.
All right. Can I attempt to put one in the cage?
You can try. You have to touch them.
Nearby being.
Nearby. Let me just
Yeah,
double.
I don't think that's touch, but.
It's not. Oh, here it is. Range. Yeah. So within 45 feet or so, 50 feet, basically.
And I assume I'm within 50 feet if we're along the same hallway.
You are absolutely.
Okay. Let me get it. So it's +1 die, and
Yes.
I will spend. I'll spend 6 sorcery.
Okay, so remind me again for this. So what's the ability, and can you yet spend additional sorcery to bump it up?
It's Durance Vial. It's the first ability on my forte.
Yeah.
And where is it? The being must be of a level no higher than the level of effect. That's the
Okay.
only thing it says about.
Yeah. So what's its level?
Level is 1.
Okay. And can you yet spend additional sorcery to bump up that level?
I don't know. I know that previously we used sorcery investment to determine what level that was.
Okay.
But I'm
I think
not
that's
sure.
okay. So you're gonna spend 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna do it as a level 6 effect.
Yeah.
So
It also
that-
says +1 die though. So do I roll or do I just take a 6 because I said 6?
Well, so you always roll, right?
Okay.
But the level of the ability, right? So that's the sorcery cost, but it's also the venture.
Mhm.
right? And then
Okay.
the +1 die is because like the +1 die indicates that, oh yeah, you're probably gonna have to roll dice on this. So and it says that yeah, they have to be lower level than the effect, right?
Yeah.
So you're spending it as a level 6. So I'm not even gonna have you roll because spend the sorcery, but when you reach out to try and haul them into the cage, the magic sort of snakes down the hall to connect them to the cage, hits their suit and shatters.
Son of a bitch.
And then they sprint towards Sweets with their daggers out. What else is anyone doing quickly?
I'm gonna use one of my, so as the second level of Weavering, it can have a spell in your pocket that and it costs 1 pure sorcery or whatever, and I chose mine as Stunned Enemy.
Okay.
So I'd like to weave together Sleep and Winter to stun one of the dude coming at us.
Okay, perfect. So that is normally a level. Are you going with the, what is it, slower hinder creature's movement?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's normally level 3, so it'll be a level 2.
Cool.
So it costs 2 sorcery. And your venture will start at 2. And you'll be rolling 2 dice.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if I can stop one of them from advancing. I rolled a 4 and a 7.
Okay. And your venture was 2?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you start weaving these magical threads together and sort of throw them out at one of these individuals, and again it sort of lashes into them, but as soon as it touches them, the threads of magic that you've woven together unravel apart.
I'm gonna start backing up, I guess.
Alright, and we are also, should have did this. So again, thanks for the shift, Smokebeard. And we're gonna play another Sooth card. And this is the golden ship. So magic from the gold is enhanced and silver is hindered. And that's the main thing that we need now. Alright, Lucky, Alice, Sweets, are you doing anything?
Yes. I would like to use I'm gonna use Influence Minds, hoping Alice or Sweets will react immediately after.
Okay.
So it's level 5.
Alright, so 5 sorcery.
And +1 die.
Yes.
I don't remember what that means. I know Alex asked earlier, but
So remember, when you're using magic and you're trying to affect somebody, you're always going to be rolling an extra dice. When it says +1 die, it's really just it's nothing special. It's just trying to prompt and remind you that what you're attempting will most likely need a dice to be rolled.
Okay. And can I add Persuasion and Sortilege for extra die? That's right.
Yeah, spending Sortilege will add more dice to your pool, what you're rolling. So you're using your ability, so it's a level 5, you said, right?
Yeah, 5. So this, what brings it to 6?
So that's a venture of 5.
Okay, but can I use Persuasion in addition?
In this case, sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's 6.
Can I add that to my dice roll, right?
Nope, just tell me what you rolled. 'Cause
Okay,
it
5.
It subtracts off of what their level is that you don't know.
5 and 9.
A 5 and a 9. Okay.
Yep.
And what your influence minds, it gives you something that they can do in one round, right? So what
One
are
round,
you?
yeah.
Yep, something simple they can do.
I'm gonna tell them to hold still.
Okay. So and I think you can only affect one, right?
Sorry, I hadn't.
It should be
Right away.
creature.
No, all within short range that I want to be affected will obey.
Okay. Within short. Okay, excellent. All right. So you tell them to hold still, and they stop running. Alice, Sweets.
I'll let Sweets react.
Do something.
Sweets is gonna run.
All right, so Sweets runs past you, because he was sort of backing up towards you with them on the other side of him,
Mm-hmm.
and he runs past you. Alice.
Can I use my ephemera? Oh, did you have something?
Oh, you can. I was gonna offer you a joy.
I just want to use my ephemera to choose a target within long range, and then I mentally know their whereabouts, no matter how far they go, and I won't use it on Sweets.
Okay.
I just want to put a tracker.
Perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna guess that Sweets is. If tracking magic attempts to touch you, are you going to resist it?
Probably, yeah. 'Cause I don't know if it's this group or what's going on, so we don't.
So what's the level of the ephemera, Corey?
Level 5.
It's a level 5. Okay. And would you be pumping any additional, like?
I would put a sortilege in because I know that this is another Vizlight.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna wing this because I have actually never bothered to look at the section on special occurrences when PCs do things against other PCs.
Yeah.
So Sweets is gonna make a resist roll.
Okay.
A resist defense roll.
Okay. Is there anything I can pump into that, or is that just a roll?
Okay. Yeah. So this is gonna be against a level 5 effect.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need multiple successes because it's magic. So resist is your intellect pool, is where you can spend Bene from.
Okay. I think I might be confusing Cypher with this, but can I only spend one Bene?
Yes.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost you 3 for because we're running on a 0 to 9 instead of a 1 to 20. And
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yep. Lots of Monty Cook games this week. So. Yeah, so I'll spend one of that.
Okay.
Write that down. 2. So. And then roll 1d10.
Yeah, so the intellect is gonna reduce it from a 5 to a 4, so you need a 4 or higher, right? And this is a magical effect, so you're gonna need to spend sortilege if you're not using any sort of spell or magic in addition, because you're gonna need more than one success.
Okay. I'll do that, and then
So if you spend sortilege, then you're rolling 2 dice.
That is a 5 and a 9.
All right. So the tracking magic, the ephemera, goes out and then fizzles.
One more. So, did I spend sortilege in that if I didn't roll?
Yeah, I guess don't. Yeah,
Okay.
it wouldn't make sense for you to spend the sortilege. Yeah, keep that. Yeah.
Okay.
As that wears off, we will probably shout something about we're being tracked. Let's get out of here. So,
Alice, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have that fancy legacy dagger in your hair, correct?
I think that was the last thing I put in my hair, yes.
Yes. All right. And is that there with your sword?
Yes.
Okay. You start feeling this vibration
Oh no.
in your hair, and like sort of this just warm sensation, but it's not like hot like it was before. like it doesn't scald you. It's like a golden warmth that is like spreading through your head, and this delicate feminine voice that sort of sounds like bells ringing in your head just says, "You'll be." I would like to give you a joy.
Ooh, I would like to take the joy.
Okay. And then we'll follow up back around. So on their turn, the two black-clad individuals are like stopped, and they look at each other, and then basically as the effect wears off, they're like gonna start moving again. But that's all they can do because they're frozen in space for that split second.
Is it back to us?
It's
now?
back to you folks now. Yeah.
Whose turn is it? I'm just so
There's no
Okay.
there's no like locked initiative. It's more freeform. We keep track of like who's like you only get to go
Sorry.
once in a turn,
Yeah.
but it's more freeform.
Yeah.
Can somebody please attack them because they're only gonna stay still so long.
Yeah.
As-
They've started running already.
Yeah. I'll unsheath the sword.
All right, so the reticulated sort of like whip sword
Yep. Yeah.
comes out. All right.
Very good.
Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, miraculously all of Henry's clothes just like fall off, and underneath she's wearing a metal. She starts yelling some weird like bondagey sounding things. It's a very
I never played Soul Calibur, so I don't know what you're talking about.
look up
Oh,
images if you'd like to. Oh, weird franchise.
I think I'm okay.
She's actually really fun to play. Anyway, yeah, so take the sword out, wield it, and sort of say to the two people, like, can we help you with something? Like,
Okay.
This is not the time for talking. This is the time for knifing, swording.
And
maybe
this
they.
is also time for another Sooth card because we.
You're
play one
wasting my
every
fucking
round.
magic.
Alice hears that, and she's gonna do some knifing.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
so-
best friend Bond.
So the current card is the Nemesis,
Ooh.
and it is the nemesis of notions, cats, clocks, and wind. If notions, cats, clocks, or wind is one of the things from your heart, your venture is at a -2 this round. Everybody else, it is at a -1. Yes, Lucky is an apostate. You can ignore it. Okay. All right. So Annie, when you yell at them,
Mhm.
one of them just says to kill, and they just keep coming.
Can I stab one of them?
Sure.
Do some stabbing. Oh, and I'm wearing my scarf too, because she's always wearing her scarf.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, stabby them. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great time.
Okay. So your venture starts out as the level of your weapon.
So level 4.
Yep. And you can spend from movement if you want to, in terms of if you want to spend any of Bene.
We'll just see how it goes.
Okay.
I feel lucky.
Okay.
I'm
Excellent.
gonna fail for it.
He's right there.
And do you have any other skill? Have you yet acquired a level of skill in your sword?
No, I have not. We have not
Okay.
had time to actually.
All right. So venture 4. All right.
Ha! I rolled a 1.
All right, so you lash out. The individual just smoothly, like silk, flows underneath the blade and charges, and is then all up in your face.
Neat.
Emma Elizabeth, are you doing anything?
I got nothing.
Okay, Alice, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pull the dagger out and go in.
Okay. When you reach in and your hand wraps around the hilt of the dagger and you pull out, what comes out is the dagger fused to your vorpal blade.
Ooh.
And you pull out this gleaming blade now that glitters with an edge like diamonds. But as you do, everyone else sees Alice's hair, which is like always up in this, big, poofy updo. Strands of the hair snake down around her face and harden until it is enclosed in like a golden mask. And then these ripples of multicolored, sort of rainbow-edged, like hardened light sort of encase over her form, and these two big wings, like, of light come out of her back.
That's new.
What did this happen?
Looking
Okay.
good, Alice.
Yeah, you get it, girl.
So it looks like the appearance of like a warrior angel.
Yeah, Alice can't really see herself, so she's just like, oh, cool. Take her big, huge claymore fused, shiny dagger and do like a jumping barbarian style onto one of whoever's closest.
Yep, okay.
Okay, so I need to remember how to do this. So it's level 2, unless it's changed at all.
Yes, it is higher at the moment. It is a level 5.
Okay, cool. I'll boost that up. It's movement.
Movement, yeah, you can spend Benny from your movement.
Alice is gonna narrate this to get a sortilege dice.
Okay.
And then I will roll with that. Yeah. Oh, and I've got heavy close combat as a skill, so that's one more into the venture.
Okay, so level 5, the skill brings it to a 6, and then how much? You spent 1 movement?
Yeah.
So a venture of 7, okay.
Yes. Okay, on my dice I rolled a 2 and a 7.
Okay, so your glittering blade cleaves into this individual, like slicing in through the black suit that sort of parts to reveal sort of pasty flesh underneath. And that does, it's a heavy weapon, right? So it's 6.
Yes, that is
All
correct.
Okay. And yeah, this blood sprays out, splatters across your armor. Well, your new sort of glittering rainbow-colored light armor, and soaks into it. It's sort of like the blood hits and sort of hisses as it fizzles off of the armor.
Nice.
The other attacker who sort of ducked under Henrietta's slashes at her with a knife.
Did I get a round in that?
Yep. So you're running. I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Okay. And Henrietta, I need you to make a dodge defense.
On it. I'm gonna spend for movement if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. You can spend for movement.
Ooh, I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9. Okay, that is good.
Ooh.
Yep, and you spent 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, So yeah, so you sort of duck out of the way as this knife slashes past you, and the voice just hisses, and he says, "All shall be consumed back to the darkness."
I'd rather not, thanks.
Sweets.
We can't do much, but we are going to pull Walta PPK out from underneath that jacket and
Turn it like fire over your shoulder.
no, we're going to stand our ground a little bit now that we've got a group in between us. Yes, Sweets has a gun.
Okay.
So
All right. What is the level of your gun?
I'm pretty sure it's just a 1. I'm pretty sure everything's just 1 across the board.
The standard one. Most of them are often a little bit higher. So let me take a quick check here for you.
Okay.
But I think it should probably
Maybe a 2.
be a little bit higher. Pistol, medium weapon, level 4.
Okay.
Yep.
I will mark that down so I don't forget this time.
All right. So you have a venture of 4. You can spend Bene from your movement pool.
We'll definitely do that.
Okay. So that's a venture of 5.
Okay. Let's see how this does.
Rolled a 1. So yeah.
Just
You fire a shot off, it whistles down the hallway, cracks into the wall, skims, it basically like just skimmed over Alice's armor, and then like embedded in the wall next to your painting. Or next to Nigel's painting.
that would have been bad.
Yeah. Alright, Lucky.
Alright. I'll get out my poison pistol, seeing Sweets draw his gun. This pistol inflicts 4 points of damage at long range. The wielder gains 1 Bene in accuracy and 1 Vex in physicality. And I also have proficiency in ranged weapons. 2 levels of proficiency in ranged weapons.
Okay.
So that means what? 6?
Yeah, if it's a level 4.
Level
weapon.
4, yeah. It's level 4. And then I'd also like to spend an accuracy
Yep, so you can spend.
point.
Yes, that's right. Not movement, accuracy.
Okay, so
That's
1,
okay.
2, 3, 9. No, sorry, 7.
Okay, yeah, no. So your
No.
venture is 4, plus you spent 1, so 5, right? And then what's your level? Did you say 2 levels?
2, yeah.
Okay, so 7. And what did you roll on your dice?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay. All right, so 7.
6.
Okay, so this time, and are you firing at the one that Alice is engaged with, or the one that Henrietta is?
Henrietta. Sorry, Alice. You have a giant sword. You can probably hold your own.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay. So your gun cracks, and this like this
In an
bullet.
apartment building.
Yep. And then this bullet sort of hits, and there's like a puff of green as it hits. And you said this 3 or 4 points of poison damage.
4 damage.
Yep, 4 damage.
Just
Okay.
4 damage.
Yep. Okay. And the one that's on Alice sort of goes to stab her. So, Alice, I need you to make a dodge defense action.
Okay. Is this movement that I can
This
spend
is
then?
movement, yes.
Okay.
The other one should have been accuracy for hitting, not
Oh.
movement. But yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll switch that around and spend a Bene on this roll as well.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, I rolled a 0.
Okay. It doesn't trigger flex because you weren't doing magic, but yeah, you sort of so enthralled don't get out of the way as this dagger pierces through your glittering armor and like stabs you in the stomach. So that is going to do a total of 7 points of damage, but it's going to be reduced by the armor that you're wearing right now, which I'm saying is an armor of 3.
Okay.
It's going to do 4.
So I've also got virtual armor from my sword, which I got from my order. And can I also... I've got my protective earrings. Can those activate for 1 armor? Is that a thing? We haven't used them yet, but...
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. I forget what the what those is.
So they were,
but
they were level 3, and they were the little metal arm earrings.
that's right. So they come down and like slap at the dagger. Right. So yeah, these earrings with arms hanging off them like extend out and like slap at the dagger. So that's a total armor of 5. Right. So you take two injuries.
Okay, and I'll roll my depletion roll really quick. Okay, the earrings are broken, like everything else.
No.
Always.
Poor
Everything
Alice.
Everything Alice
Everything
makes. All
Oh
right.
my god. Oh. That is so sad. Every time it happens, I get sad.
Delete that off my character sheet.
All right.
Damn it.
All right. So a new Sooth card. All right. We've played the Unknowable Truth. Magic of Indigo is enhanced, and of the Gray is hindered. And Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame are causes. Alright. What's anybody doing? Basically, Alice and Henrietta are like exchanging dagger and sword blows with these black-clad individuals.
I'm gonna shoot him again.
Okay.
Because I can. Okay. 7 this time.
Alright, that's what you rolled?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, this one also hits. And again, similar, there's another like poof as, you know, like the bullet sort of disintegrates into a poison sort of on contact. And you can see the green traceries kind of blossom out over his black bodysuit. And he flinches and clutches and narrows his gaze as he grips his dagger tighter.
Come at me, bro.
We are also going to try and take another shot. Maybe not so poorly this time.
Okay.
I'll probably spend another accuracy Bene, which I'm guessing that was the
Okay.
for
So
that.
what's your venture at?
Weapons of 4, spending 1, so
So
5.
Okay.
It's a 4.
And this one again, the Walter PPK just it cracks again. It hits. This time the bullet lodges in the frame of Nigel's painting.
Do you even know how to use that?
It really doesn't seem-
No, we do
No.
not. we doing deals. We don't usually come with fight shit.
At least they're honest.
All right. Emma Elizabeth. Emma Elizabeth is just standing at the back.
Yeah, I
like,
don't have anything summoned. I can't do anything.
Do you have a gun? Don't you have a gun
You have a
too?
gun?
Yeah, but with my equipment, I have negative accuracy, or 2 dex in accuracy, so...
yeah, but I decide when you spend those, but it's not like a permanent thing, right?
It isn't?
No,
That was
that's
just
that's
minus
storage.
1.
Vex is reverse Bene, but I decide when you spend it.
Okay. Is it permanent?
Every time you use the weapon, it like when you do the equivalent of attuning to it, like if you pull it out to wield it, those immediately go in your pool, and I decide when they get spent.
Okay.
And then you rest or you're not, but then you go to use the gun again like several days later, the same thing happens.
Okay. I guess I can try and shoot it. Assuming I don't get the Vex or anything, I'll spend 1 accuracy.
Okay, so and what's the level of the gun?
4. It's just a regular pistol.
4? Okay. I am gonna make you spend a Vex.
All right.
So 4 to a 3 for your venture, basically. But you can mark 1 Vex off or remove it out or whatever you're doing.
So can I spend an accuracy or?
You can still spend an accuracy. Yeah.
Okay, I'll spend 1 accuracy.
Okay. So
that's all I got.
Back up to a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 1.
All
Not
right.
going anywhere today.
So again, another gunshot goes off in this tight corridor of an apartment building and slams into a wall. All right, Alice, Henrietta.
I'll do some stabbies.
Okay, slashy slashies.
Some slashy, some stabby. I will spend from accuracy. And we'll give this a shot. Ooh, this time I rolled a 9.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this time your sort of like whip sword arcs around, it catches, rips into their armor. And how much damage does that do? Is it a medium, heavy?
It's a medium. It's a level 4 short
4.
sword.
Yeah. Okay. But it actually like gouges in. There's like this horrible spray of blood, and he collapses at your feet.
Ooh. Well, guess you bring knives to a sword and gunfight, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, and we're immediately gonna play a new card. And we play the Imperator, who is the sovereign of vision, swans, blades, and water. So the sovereign, if your heart is vision, swans, blades, or water, your venture's now at a +2, and everyone else is a +1. Alright. Alice, what are you doing?
Now that one of them has gone down, I'm gonna just like let go of the Vorpal sword and go up to this other one and like begin wrestling with them. I'm gonna try and get the knife out of their hand.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so do you have any skills related to wrestling?
None. Ooh, I have climbing. I don't know if that's applicable, but
No.
okay. Well, that was the closest.
It's a good
thing.
try, though.
No, I don't have anything for wrestling.
If they were physically much larger than you, I would totally allow it.
Okay, we need to go fight bigger people.
You need to fight giants so you can climb onto them.
No, I don't have anything, so I'll just.
You could spend from physicality for this, I think, if you're trying to wrestle. And remember too, you can always spend sortilege to like be pumping magical power into what you're doing as well to roll more than 1 dice.
I'm gonna save the physicality because if I get stabbed again, I might die.
Okay.
And I'll spend 1 sortilege and just see how I do this.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled a 0 and a 2. The 0 was not magical though.
Okay, so yeah, you're like trying to reach, but they're just like batting your hand aside.
Terrible. Okay.
Yeah. he's actually going to try and, or they are actually going to try and stab you. So I need you to make a dodge defense action.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 1 movement for adventure 1. I rolled an 8.
Yeah, okay. So this time you do like knock their blade aside, and they do not manage to stab you.
Nice.
All right, I think that was everyone that turn, except no, Lucky I think hasn't gone.
I think Lucky went
I did.
first.
I
Lucky
went
shot.
first.
Did they go first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're back around to new ones. We'll play new. So that tooth card because of someone getting killed only applied to us. And we played the incriminating skull. Magic of the gold is enhanced, silver is hindered, and secrets, ravens, bolts, and flame are the hearts. All right. So one is down on the ground, sort of in the process of bleeding out. They're not quite dead yet, but they're on death's door. And the other one is still exchanging blows, but fairly hurt with Alice. So what's everybody doing?
Can I go? Does anybody mind
Sure.
if I go first? Okay. I want to use Jolt Mind on the one that's attacking Alice.
Okay, excellent.
So, it's level 3.
So 3 sorcery, and then that's starting your venture at 3.
And then okay, I want to. Can I spend sorcery on this? Is that?
Well, you're
Sorry,
spending,
I don't really remember how that works. Right.
You're spending sorcery to use it.
Right. Okay. Then I'm gonna spend a sorcery to roll an extra dice, and also.
Well, so you're going to be rolling
that's
an extra.
3.
Yeah. So if you want.
I know,
roll
but I
3
really
dice-
want this to work, so I want to
Okay.
roll. I'm gonna roll 3 dice.
Yep.
And then one of my order abilities is combative caster, so all of my spells inflict. I assume an additional 2 damage
Yes,
on top of whatever it is. Okay.
that's
Great.
correct.
Okay. So 7, 3, 7.
Okay. And so your venture was, what was the level of the spell again? 3?
3.
Okay, so how much damage does your Jolt Mind do?
5.
Okay, and it's mental, so it ignores any armor. And they sort of just clutch at their skull and sort of scream as this mental energy just like rips through their brain and collapse, and then they're just like twitching on the floor. And
I'm gonna tell them in their mind not to fuck with my best friend. That's what they hear in their mind.
and sort of in through this like sort of shrieking reverberance, you kind of just hear the Vespertine will always win in the end. So that's what you hear. The Vespertine will win at the end, and then the 2 go still.
Oh man, I wanted to question the one at my feet.
So you can maybe get something quick in. Like not a lengthy exchange because they're literally in the process of dying.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, I know. I know they're bleeding out very
Yeah.
quickly. I stabbed them.
Yeah, but you can ask one thing.
Okay. I'm gonna use a spell, a normal spell
Mm-hmm.
called emotional inversion,
Okay.
to make them a little bit more pliable as they die.
Mhm.
It's I glare at a nearby person, and whatever emotion they are feeling is turned inside out, becoming its opposite. Hate turns to love, certainty becomes confusion, blah blah blah. It's level 3, so we use
Okay.
that.
Okay, so you can spend 3 sorcery,
Yeah.
and you can spend one additional sorcery bene if you wish to add to the venture.
Yeah, that's gone. Sorcery's gone. I'm just gonna roll for it, see what happens.
Okay, and you're rolling 2 dice because it's magic.
Oh, great. Well, first die was a 9. Second one I dropped on the floor. I'll just grab another one. Second one, magic dice was 7.
Okay, so the expression on their face sort of relaxes and goes from hatred to love and adoration.
Great. Hi. Listen, why are you trying to kill us and Sweets?
And they just sort of like laugh. They start sort of giggling, and their eyes kind of look between Sweets and Alice, who Alice at this point in time, the sort of glittering light and everything is sort of like starting to fade out, and your hair is like going back to its normal shape, and the dagger kind of like separates out of your larger swords. Like then you've got sort of one in each hand, and his gaze drifts down to the dagger and just says, "The legacy, the absolute, is an abomination and a crime, and the Vespertine will ensure that everything is returned back to the dark nothingness from which it was impinged upon." And sort of then just like coughs out, the final gout of blood and dies.
I really appreciate their vocabulary in their final moments.
Yeah, seriously. A really articulate death speech.
What are we doing with the bodies?
Can we turn them into swans?
This is a resonance. Did anybody come out? Or is this par for the course? It's a normal day.
Look, it's Fartown. You don't ask too many questions.
6 gunshots in the hallway. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well then let's just leave them here. Can we look at their daggers? Are they still there?
Yep.
Can I pick one up? I really want one. It's red.
Yeah. It used to be made out of this red metal.
Cool. I'm absolutely keeping this. It's probably tracked.
Is this something that Alice could use as a material or anything?
Possibly. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. She'll take one. She'll take the other one if no one else is going for it.
Okay.
By all means.
And when you're inspecting the body, the suit that they're wearing ripples and writhes, and little dark tendrils sort of come off of it and sort of touch cilia, sort of brushing against your hand as you touch it, and then sink back into it.
Just kind of push those away.
Corey, I forget, does Alice as a maker have any particular skills that make her really good at identifying objects of power, ephemera, that sort of thing?
She has one thing that I've got here. She can identify ingredients. That's about it.
Okay. So yeah, these aren't ingredients. But you could try and identify them. Do you have any skills in magical lore or anything like that?
She just has research.
Okay.
So not in particular, no.
So you could spend from intellect and see if you can identify what it is. Other people could do that as well. If you have a skill in like magical lore or something,
Yeah, I think
then
I
that would
might
help you.
pull the group over, in particular Emma, because I know Emma knows a lot about this. And just say, Emma, do you recognize this weird power suit?
I have a vague idea of what well, did we all hear about the Vespertine?
Probably that was said loud enough. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Does Emma know what they are? Because like I, as Alex, have a vague idea, but
You very well might. So let's see. They're not super secret, but it's not necessarily common knowledge. Do you have any skills to relate to like secret societies or like any of that sort of thing?
depending on like the sphere of influence that the secret society operates in, I have both quote unquote streetwise and connections to the aristocracy. So if they operate in either of those two spheres in a major way,
No.
maybe?
No,
Nope.
they don't. Okay, so you can spend Bene from intellect, and this will be an open challenge. I'm gonna say this is like a level 7
Okay.
level
Can-
of knowledge.
Can I summon my familiar? Because he gives me 2 extra
Yeah.
intellect bonus. So could I
Yep.
summon him to confer?
Absolutely.
All right. Would memorization help here at all or no?
No.
Okay. Magical lore?
No, not in this case.
Gotcha.
It's an
Okay.
organization as opposed to.
Yeah. Then I will just bring out little Mr. Faust, and we'll have a great little conversation about what we know about Vespertine.
Okay.
And I'll spend 3 total Bene from intellect.
Okay.
That is an 8.
Okay. Yeah, so the Vespertine is the worst of the worst. One might, at first blush, think that perhaps the Church of Midnight and the Vespertine would have a lot in common, given that the Vespertine is a group of insidious, sinister infiltrators that ultimately serve the dark and hate the suns, and many dark gods and demons act as patrons and advisors to this organization. But only the absolute worst of the dark gods and demons of the dark work with the Vespertine. These folks are too evil for even the majority of the demons of the dark. And their purpose is to completely annihilate all of the suns. Because before the spell that created the actuality was cast, creating all of the suns, all of the existence, there was supposedly, or so the demons of the dark will tell you, just the dark. It existed first. And so the creation of the actuality for the demons of the dark is the original sin. And so the Vespertine wants to destroy it all.
All right. And do I know anything about the thing that Alice was asking me about, the suits, body things?
You might, so magical lore would apply here.
Sure. Do I know the level of this challenge?
Yeah, sure, this can be open. It's a level 7.
Gotcha. I'll spend my last from intellect. And yeah, just go for it.
Okay, and how many levels of magical lore do you have?
I have 1 level of magical lore, 1
Okay.
intellect Bene left. So
Okay, so we're a venture of 2. Okay, so 5 or higher.
6!
It's a sin suit.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. So it's an object of power.
Okay.
It needs to be woven together with leaves of negative concepts into this bodysuit. And the effects last until the next time that the sun rises. So they're like created and used right away.
Mhm.
And it the exact nature depends on which of the 7 sacred sins are used, and there's a number of them. But these ones you think, or these ones you identify as being made of the sin of murder.
Okay. I'll communicate all of that Vespertine plus murder skin suit thing.
Yeah.
To
So basically, these,
the group.
in game mechanical terms, the suits per leaf of murder that's used in creating the suit adds +1 damage.
Mhm.
So these guys want to destroy the suns, but we're coming after you. And I'm going to point at Sweets.
And you whirl to point where Sweets was standing, and Sweets is not there.
Where'd he
But
go?
But you do spot on the hallway a business card. What does the business card look like, Sweets?
I'm going to stomp over and take it.
It is sort of an intrinsic like ash design almost. Like it feels like it's about to come apart in your hands. It should crumble, but it's somehow still being held together, and it's like etched in this very like thick red ink. Sweets bartender, the salty return.
The salty return.
Well, I'm sure we could all use a drink, but it looks like this guy's a bartender.
Seems useful.
Anybody want
Sorry,
to?
Goetic, not a particularly powerful one. Definitely has an ego larger than his station.
And Elizabeth is so arrogant. I love it.
You are so quick to judge.
And it's our station, thank you.
Ah,
Well, I don't know if he went straight to work. But he's not here anymore.
They,
Oh,
They.
right. Sorry. They're not here anymore.
I assume that the business card was on purpose and we could probably at least go there.
Why didn't he just wait for us?
that would have made too much sense.
There's
Fair enough,
probably
alright then.
defenses and stuff that they have. Potentially.
Well,
And
Okay.
perhaps we should leave before we are once again in a standoff with the pristine card.
all right. I forgot
Speaking
about
of
that.
which, no. Still.
Have fun, guys.
So, if we're gonna go to the bar, can we take a quick break beforehand?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
it's 10:30. It's like break
Out
time.
of
So.
Yes, we can absolutely do that. So we will be back in just a few minutes, everybody. All right, everybody, welcome back. So we are rejoining our Vizsla as, I think, as they assume they're going to go to the bar to track down Sweets.
Can I use one of my 10-minute rests? I'd
Yeah.
like to refresh my sorcery pool.
Yeah, same TBH.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Great. All right.
I mean, that's
I'll
up
just do
to
that one.
that's up to you folks, not to me.
I just feel like I should mention, so that you're not like, where the fuck did you get all this sorcery from? Do we know where the salty return is?
Probably, I imagine it's nearby.
Okay.
It should be in like the
It's
same,
like
the same
downstairs
neighborhood.
in the shops.
In the basement. All right. Okay, we'll just go to the bar then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
So-
exciting. I think this is our first bar we've been to in character. We've been to diners, but
You've been to clubs,
oh yeah, we did go to a club last session. That's right.
and you went to a club, Hiram's Club.
Yeah.
With the burlesque shows and
Yeah.
Yeah.
dancing.
Okay, we do live in a lot of clubs. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's Salty Returns like, Sweets?
I'm trying to think. I probably should have thought of this during the week downtime that I had. I don't know, Dan. What would the salty? What's something the party hasn't encountered yet before? Comes to Vizsla stuff or Saturnine stuff. You got any ideas?
I mean, it could be a fairly standard, dive club.
Can it be nautical themed?
Yes,
that would make sense.
Yes, it can.
All right, but like really cheesily nautical.
Yes.
themes, like those crappy chain restaurants.
It
that
looks like a
pretend
Red
to be
Lobster.
seafood places.
Can we say that the Salty Returns is a chain in Saturnine?
Can it have some old timey looking photos, but it's the cast of Gilligan's Island?
Great.
They still have the watermarks on them.
Yeah.
But because they're from the gray, like they look obviously fake when
Mhm.
they're in indigo. Like you look at them, and it looks like they're cardboard cutouts or something that we're taking a picture of. Like it just doesn't look real at all. And there's like
Mhm.
jazz music playing.
It's a very weird aesthetic.
Ah yes, nautical theme and jazz
Oh,
music.
oh.
They're very.
Well,
Sorry,
it is.
jazz renditions of sea shanties.
Yes, that is exactly what is playing. Sea shanties out of the gray, and they're jazz themed.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
This is the worst place I've ever stepped into.
God, it was like I was born to create terrible settings for this game.
And Sweets is behind the bar as you saw him, but now he also has like perched like tipped at an angle like a sailor's hat.
And there's just like a weird like apron that sort of almost looks like a pirate's coat. So,
Yeah.
kind of like
So,
tucked over the shoulders of my like decently nice suit.
that's a jaunty little cap you have, friend.
We'll be just cleaning a glass as they walk up. We apologize for our exit. We were late for our shift.
That's fine. Could we get 4 drinks?
What do you
Drinks,
have?
Just drinks. Whatever drinks.
You know, the
We-
generic beer that people order in movies all the time.
That bothers me personally to no end.
So much, especially when they have multiple taps and you can
It's
see
the
all the
same
taps.
Just why?
Yeah, and the person's just like, I'll have a beer.
Yeah, it's just
No
like,
one
what
ever
kind?
walks into a bar and says, "I'll just have a beer."
You know, I understand you don't want to say brands, but just like, I want a lager, I want a pale ale, like, fucking anything, anything.
Thank you. I appreciate you understanding my point. Anyway,
I'll have a generic American ale, please.
Yeah, right.
It's called
yeah.
Pfizer.
What will you have? We have a few. We have the sea cucumber mojito. We have a sandbar dry martini. See how far I can go with this bit before you guys order a damn drink.
Can I get a dark and stormy, please?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Same, that sounds delicious.
We can do that. Now, would you like that with or without the emotion leaves?
What emotion leaves are on tap today?
We have seasickness. We have
Somewhere someone is yelling that seasickness is not an emotion.
I know. We have despair. We have
Longing. That belongs
longing.
in a sea-oriented
Yeah.
bar.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. We have
Ennui. Ennui.
Ennui.
Ennui. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I've only ever read the word.
Yes.
What?
Ennui.
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 Yeah.
Ennui.
Ennui.
Ennui. We have a few. Is there anything in particular you're looking to feel?
I'll have a little bit of longing with my dark and stormy. That
Where do you source these?
We have a few options. We're actually currently looking to resource our supply. We had an issue with the last batch of contentment. There's a bit of laziness mixed in.
Okay. Well, I have your card.
Yeah, that you do. So we left on a open note. Thank you for your assistance in that matter, or rather, solving that for us.
You actually
We aren't. We might be able to come to some sort of arrangement. How about these drinks are on the house?
Decline.
Actually, there's something we need from you.
Oh,
You specifically.
well,
what could you need from us?
some of you, I suppose.
Two of you.
Oh, that seems like a bit bigger of an ask than
Excuse me, we just saved your life.
I have legs. I could have ran.
You did run, technically.
Mm-hmm. Is in fact what happened. So,
And to leave us to die.
did you?
But did you die?
We are all standing here together. We are all enjoying a nice beverage.
Now, when you say we, are you referring to all of us or just?
Yes.
Like, we're just this.
Yeah, just this.
Is that
We
the
know it.
word?
We understand it can get confusing sometimes.
How do you feel about Demoralazi and Zeralax?
So I think actually, I think Demora was the name of the maker. I think
Ooh.
Demora Lazar.
do not know the first one. Go ahead.
I think the one that you wanted as an Urgeborn, I don't think had a name, but it was one of the progeny of the Kate of Tundren.
Okay.
Readjust what Alice said to mention.
That.
I think I could be wrong. I'm just looking at my notes, but it's possible I changed it last time.
We are. How do we want to put it? Attached.
Alice, do you know what they want it for exactly?
Zeralax was so that we could get into the Crimson Arena, and the progeny was to become put into another person to fruition, grow.
Okay, so theoretically, if this works the way I assume it does, he can have, or they can have the first one back.
In time, but
The
who
second one has to go into somebody else. We need to borrow some of your.
Might we actually get some introductions before you
Start talking
inquire about
deeply personal medical issues.
before you inquire for some of our kin.
Of course, this was so rude of us. My name's Henry. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sweets, is it?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you.
We'll see.
Could I introduce
And
the rest of us? I'm Lucky. This is Alice. That's Emma Elizabeth.
Have we heard of Emma Elizabeth before? Since she's a little higher up in the order.
She had a big party.
Yeah, I think given Emma Elizabeth's rank, because you're Alex, what? Rank 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Given Emma Elizabeth's rank, the odds of you not knowing her name is probably low enough that rolling to see if you know is not worth it. We'll just assume you know.
We have now we've heard of you.
I've heard of you too, though I suspect for very different reasons. Typically, the proximity you keep to your friends seen as less than professional.
Intimacy is sometimes required, yes.
Indeed.
That kind of proximity, huh?
So,
Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder, chat. I mean, a prompt, Sweets. You've totally freaking heard of Alice.
oh, right.
And
Wait.
recognize her instantly by the description.
Mhm.
And yeah, because what other names have come up yet? Sorry.
All of them now.
Yeah, and Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel's told you about Lucky and Alice.
We're trying
Alice
to
in
keep that
particular.
part a little cool.
That's fine.
Not
I'm just
trying.
reminding you that Sweets does know.
That's true. We're gonna request a break for the moment. This might just end up being a long shift, but and I'll. Do we have a boss? Like, how does that? Guessing there's a bar manager.
Yeah, absolutely. Their name is Docs.
Perfect.
Of course it
Perfect
is.
name.
Docs. We're going to be we had some unexpected guests come in, and I'm gonna go converse with them for a moment. I'll take my break now. I'll break.
Okay.
And then we'll lead them out back and pull out one of those like old style like cigarette tins.
Can we bring her drinks? Is that
Yeah.
great?
Grab my drink.
I'm actually drinking a dark and stormy right now currently, so this is
Good
applicable.
choice.
I should have thought of that when I was naming drinks, but yeah. So yes. Who is exactly inquiring about these?
Outside of our names, or
No. Who among you desires parts of us?
desire is a strong word.
We are dealing in strong territory, Henry.
Fair enough. I don't.
I don't think it's anyone in particular.
Yeah, we all sort of all got entangled in this mess, and we need to. We need to clean it up.
I have the skill proficiency of seeing through deception. Are they lying to me right now?
Yeah, no.
No? Okay.
Totally true.
Just checking.
We have a mighty need.
Wait, why are we
Well.
performing this particular favor?
This gets us to the red.
And then once we get to the red, we do something else, and we can be free of the pristine guard, basically,
Gotcha.
somehow. It's convoluted.
Well, seeing as we are already acquainted now through unfortunate events earlier, might we discuss a transaction? Because I do not do anything without making a deal. We do not.
That's totally fair. What kind of deal do you have in mind?
Well, seeing as you require 2, let's call the first one pro bono for earlier services rendered. Second, we are going to need some information down the road. Someone did something unbecoming towards us. Most of them trying to kill us, tried to separate us from our selves.
So you'd like us to try to help you find said individual,
Or do you want us to knife them?
Well,
We're good at knifing things, so
that
really,
if you could remove the problem entirely, that
That
could
sounds like
benefit
a
us.
that sounds like a fair trade.
How do you plan to extract and maintain, if I may be so bold? Or do you need me to accompany you?
Emma?
If necessary, I can extract whatever I need to. Although I imagine that would be rather unpleasant.
I can fix that. I
the
can make it-
unpleasantness, or
I can fix the unpleasantness.
Even so, this would be significantly easier if you could convince your house guests to assist us themselves.
Oh, that is definitely within our wheelhouse. So, as they say.
like a ship wheel, or
I do not appreciate the jabs at my current
I'm so sorry.
employment.
I just I'm very,
We take what we can get right now.
no, I totally understand. I just
We live in a briefcase in a painting.
I live
It's
in a
not-
sewer.
Well, that sounds shitty.
Literally.
We were trying to make an emphatic joke, but
really we're all in dire straits, one way or the other. So
That reminds me. I needed to talk to Alice later.
Shall we shake on it?
we shall. Should we all shake?
We require but one hand for this transaction. Person who's going to be administering to kin.
So we just have to get rid of this person.
With evidence, please, of course.
Okay.
Maybe a prize.
We can do
All
that.
right.
Do you want their soul? Because we can deliver that.
We would be utterly satisfied at that.
I think we
So,
can.
then we can spare a few. The progeny and Zeralax can render services required.
Who's shaking on this?
I think Emma has to. She's the one dealing with the demons.
If I were dealing with anything, I would be pulling these creatures out through his mouth.
We would prefer not to shake with that one.
Fine. So, you gearing up to disgorge them there? What's going on?
How might this work, Dan? How do I?
Well, so they were actually told about a maker who could extract them. They had a device to extract them and like contain them.
So
Who was that?
that might have been the.
That was the Demora Lazar.
All right, well, when you get off your shift, we'll be waiting for you.
We can.
Actually, we could just hang out till he's done.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just hang around and get really trashed.
Yeah, this is perfect.
The suite's about halfway through. We'll start pouring non-alcoholic, like portions. start putting a lot of water.
Sure. Did you charge them for those first drinks, or was that on the house?
Actually, I have a thing I devised for this because I'm split. Remember, we discussed that. No, I charge them. That goes on the bill hard.
Yeah. Okay. So those drinks are like 25 crystal orbs.
Oh my god.
In this shithole.
Well, yeah,
Jesus.
because each of them were infused with an emotion leaf. Emotion leaves are like 20 crystals a pop.
All right. Well, I seem to recall he said they were on the house because we helped him. So
I
if he's
declined.
lying, you what?
I declined.
Oh, did you? Oh, Alice. You're always
Alice
talking
doesn't
before
like
you
debt.
think.
Alice has got a thing against debt.
Oh my god.
And we
fine.
sometimes have a thing about going through deals. So
All right.
Okay.
Well.
I subtracted the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a third of my
non-emotion leaf drinks would just be, like a couple of crystal orbs a piece. The beers, 3 or 4.
Okay.
Eh.
Let's get sloshed and go find Demora.
Oh my god. Okay.
is anyone not imbibing? That's what I'm looking
We're
for there.
pretty much always drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah. Drinking or eating shitty food.
All right. All right, so you drink until Sweets finishes their shift. All right. So you know that Demora Lazar, who is, by the way, a disgraced maker. We should make that abundantly clear. They've been kicked out of the order, so actually they're an apostate at the moment. But they were a maker. Has a shop in Fartown, off of a back alley that is off of a street known as the Hall of Stars.
Alice, this is your chance to shine.
Oh, to find this person.
I mean, she's a maker. You're a maker.
Yep.
You guys can like buddy up and share secrets.
Former maker, now an apostate.
Yeah, former maker. Right.
We don't really care for those who have left us because they are not as good as us.
Yeah, she didn't leave voluntarily. She was excommunicated.
Yeah.
I'll have you know that there are a number of wonderful apostates out there.
I
Kevin
agree.
nods approvingly at Alice being better than the other people.
It's just that if you came into being a maker and you failed, then you're a failure.
I mean, but I get, yeah, by definition, but also that's, I don't know, that just seems kind of mean.
I could say something about Alice's inventions that break every single time after one use, but I won't.
Right?
What?
Because
What?
we're
You
good
mean-
friends.
You mean that Alice is a one-hit wonder?
Your words. Your words. Disembodied voice, not ours.
That was the narrator. Alice
Yeah.
later in life was known as the one-hit wonder.
Oh no.
You hit hard enough, it only takes one hit.
It's true. And you do it with a big-ass sword.
Mm-hmm. Well, yelling.
Well, I'd like to maybe recall, and I've got my level 1 connection with makers and see if maybe I could find out, or if I know something, or get us a way over to that knowledge so we can get to this person.
Sure. Yep.
Is there a role that I can do for this, or?
Yeah. I mean, you know where the...
Oh,
or can easily find out where the Hall of Stars is. I mean, that's just a
Okay.
street in Fartown.
sure.
And then you know that the shop is off of, like, a back alley off of that street.
Okay, in that case, I'll just lead the group and we can head on over there.
Okay. So as you go through Fartown this perpetually fall day, it's coming now, sort of turning into, like, post-dusk. So the sun is going down, reflecting off of the leaves. It feels like a late fall kind of day. There's a little dusting of snow. And you turn onto the street known as the Hall of Stars, which twists and spirals upwards. So it's a street that, like, rises up into the air above Fartown in this tight spiral. And as you step onto it, it's... Well, I didn't plan this, but I realize now it sounds an awful lot like Star Road from Mario Kart, because it's like almost like a glass, platform that spirals up that has all these glittering stars reflected in it. And as soon as you step onto it, the sky above you, which was this dusky purple sun going down, just becomes this glittering expanse of stars, like dusted across a perfectly black sky.
I want to move here.
A lot better than a basement, I tell you that.
We really picked the wrong part of Fartown to live
We
in.
really did.
All of the buildings sort of just float off of the roadway and, like, are just hung perfectly in the blackness. And from a distance, they always kind of look like a star, like a glowing globe of light that as you approach resolves itself into a building.
So are makers. Where?
Well, so you see, you know, a back alley. Actually, they said the back alley. So singular. The thing is you're sort of walking in the street. There's a lot of people touring up and down the street. There's a lot of like couples because they are literally stargazing as they walk the road and admiring the different buildings. But you don't like see any alleys because the buildings actually float off the roadway, and there's nothing like no alleys or anything connected to it at all that you can see.
We have to get to the back alley. Just not sure where that is. It's nearby.
I would hope so. I guess let's investigate.
And so as you're looking around, there's like this cloud of swirling lights, almost like fireflies or sprites, that are spiraling and twisting around each other in sort of this double helix tight twisting spiral. It sort of just goes like barreling up the street past you, and as it streaks by, you get this almost like people on a roller coaster, like as it goes up, and you do see a few people going into buildings, so they seem to approach the edge and sort of prep themselves and like jump and like float across and then sort of like land in the building. So how are you gonna try and search around looking for the back alley?
It's a really good question.
I'm gonna ask a passerby if they know how to get to the back alley.
Okay. They kind of just look at you very confused and scratch their head. Back alley? No, we just come here to look at the stars and to shop in the place where stars are born. I've never heard anything of a back alley.
Okay, thanks anyway. Can we get behind the buildings?
Yeah.
How specific of an object can I create with the ephemera incantation discarded candles in the dark?
So what are you thinking?
A map of the area? Is that too specific?
Let me just...
It says you name a single mundane object that you can hold in one hand, and one such object appears in your hand as well as in the hands of up to 6 others within short range.
Yeah, it would be... I would say yes, you can, but it's gonna be... It's not gonna be the kind of thing that's gonna hold secrets on it. It would be like, you know, if you went to the Hollywood, like, you know, the tour of the celebrity houses, like, it'll have the landmarks and the major street, but it wouldn't have anything like secret or hidden knowledge on it.
Is the back alley hidden knowledge type stuff?
Presumably.
Okay. I'll pass on it then.
Can I, no, I'd have to take a lot of pictures. Never mind.
So we're playing another Soothguard. Thanks for the reminder. And it is enveloping darkness. It is the invisible mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. It's fortuitous. Something significant happens at night, and you just stepped into the glittering void.
Can I... I would like to use mental speech.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to spend 3 sorcery bene on it, because that will make the range irrelevant. And I want to talk with the maker that we're trying to find.
Okay. Let's just check something here. Okay, so you're gonna spend 6 sorcery.
Okay.
Yep. It'll still be a level 4 effect. So it'll be 4 to your venture.
Okay.
In case the person resists the mental speech. But you know the name, and you reach out, and I think they're not going to resist.
Okay.
So you kick down the door and barge into Demora Lazar's head. What do you say?
Excuse me, we heard you had a demon extractor, and we were wondering if we could make use of your services. However, we can't currently find your shop thing.
Ooh. Who is this? Who's spying on me?
Oh, not spying.
Are you from the government? You're from the government, aren't you?
I am as far from the government as you could get.
Servants of the Triumvirate?
No! Oh, you're
Or worse
insulting me
yet,
now.
Are you a maker?
Not a maker.
Good.
Apostate.
Oh, kindred spirit.
Absolutely. Really interested in your demon extractor.
Oh, demon extractor, you say? I suppose we could work out some kind of deal here.
All right. Sure. Would you like me to fulfill my end before we come see you? There are four others with me.
We could just work out some payment here. How many demons do you need extracted?
2.
Oh, sure. We can work. You got mage coins?
Yes.
All right.
As a matter of fact.
And how powerful are these demons? What are we talking about here?
That's not a question I can answer, unfortunately.
Can I describe how powerful they are based on what I know?
You can't. Yeah. You don't know what this is going on, though.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like all mental, and I can't do anything else.
Okay, I thought you were speaking about it.
No. I have to concentrate and do nothing.
Yeah, Lucky's gone
stopped in the middle of the street. I guess I should have mentioned I was going to do this before I just did it, but
I think we're used to it.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, I can't answer that. Probably not terribly powerful. This guy doesn't look very strong. Or these guys.
Do you have names?
I will tell her their names because I don't remember them. The prodigy.
The progeny. It's a child demon of another demon. Who's the one who came to Alice. And then you had a specific name, Zeralax, for the other.
Oh yeah, the one that sounds like a medication.
That's right.
Oh, Zeralax and the progeny.
Yeah, the progeny of the Caitiff Tundron. I'm gonna play a sooth card to see if they know. The Revealing Knife. The card value is 8, so that's pretty high, and the Revealing Knife cuts through everything, including lies and secrets. So yes, they know exactly who these demons are. And he says, yeah, dealing with some heavy hitters there.
Oh, really? Okay. I was mistaken.
One of them, let's just say their master might be a little pissed off at this whole thing. So it's gonna have to be a good deal if we want just a monetary exchange here. I'm gonna need at least 6 mage coins for that.
Okay, we can make that happen.
Okay. Well, so to get to the back alley, I mean, you're gonna have to do some work. I can give you some guidance, but everyone's gonna find their own path to the back alley.
All right.
But
You're gonna have to give me the guidance now, because I can't hold this link.
to get where you're going, you gotta go where you've been and walk the reverse spiral 3 times. You're gonna want to put some juice into it. We're getting away.
Okay. Thanks for your help.
You're
We'll
welcome.
hopefully see you shortly. Alright, I'm gonna hang up. And I'm gonna look at Sweets. Hey, the
Yes.
thing is, I spoke with her and she said that you're gonna have to give her some mage coins.
I'm sorry. That's not how this process works. You are
that's
inquiring for the demons. You're paying for the service.
I'm
I
just
can
passing
hold
on
on
the
to them.
information that I learned.
Well,
Unfortunately, that's just how part of this demon extracting works, is that you give her the
Unfortunately.
mage coins.
you're barking up the wrong trees then.
Well, you don't have any mage coins? I don't believe that.
Dan, would I have any mage coins?
Sweets is a little light.
We have light pockets at the moment. So, good luck. And we're gonna just turn and start walking.
Where are you going? You don't even know where you're going.
Home. I'll find my way eventually. We find our way eventually. We have plenty of ways to find
You
directions.
just fucking leave?
We can, this is. I don't know. What if they have to come from him, couldn't we loan Sweet the mage coins, and then they can give us, and then it's like they were in their possession, and then we'll have them, and does that? I don't think that's how that works. Lucky.
They seem a little fucking sensitive. So I'm done dealing with them.
I just want to say, Lucky is gaslighting the hell out of Sweets, and it's hilarious.
Obviously.
Good lord.
Yeah, you can try and pull that off if you want, but I wash my hands of this bullshit. I'd rather deal with the pristine guard than these guys.
I don't think that's true. Call your bluff on that one, Lucky.
Alright,
And then
well,
there are footsteps. No, just kidding.
they're, they're walking away, so if you want to do something about this, do it now.
I mean, I don't want to cover the cost all by myself.
I have obsidian transformations to make. I can't afford this.
We all collectively look at Emma.
Deep pockets.
Could do this ourselves.
I like that, honestly. Demora probably can't even do it.
Alright, but are you gonna convince them of that?
I don't need to.
Ooh.
Well, the
Are you-
problem is, partly is that we need a place to store said demons, correct? You know, we can't just let them go wherever they want to go, so we have to figure out a way to contain them.
Could I command an Urgeborn like I command regular demons?
So the Urgeborn's more when it's like implanted. So it's got a level. It's all the same sort of thing.
Does the Urgeborn need to be implanted in any specific person?
No, it just needs to be it needs to, like, you can't implant it in a thought form. It needs to be implanted in someone with a soul.
Well,
How difficult is implantation?
That's a good question. You don't have any means at the moment of doing it. Like, you don't have any specific spells, but presumably it can be done.
Yeah, I mean, because don't they implant themselves?
Sort of. Yeah, you could help it.
So if I were to attempt to summon it from the source of Sweet's collective,
Mm-hmm.
could I just, like, order it to go implant itself?
I think you would probably have to do something to help it.
Okay.
Yeah, but, like, I think we could perform some sort of, like, ad hoc ritual where you implant it into somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna have to do some, you gotta get your hands dirty.
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
yeah. I'm not doing this by myself.
But you don't need a specific spell or ritual. I don't think there's one necessarily for that.
Yeah.
I think, and you're a goetic, yeah, the demon, chances are, wants to implant itself. So you're just gonna need to, properly subdue a victim and facilitate it.
I think
Or
one
find
of
a
us
willing
could.
host.
Hands up if you're willing.
I mean,
think
there's a
that's-
good chance that you die in the process
Yeah.
when the demon matures in
Yeah.
a decade. But
Oh.
that's 10 years from now.
That's future Lucky's problem.
That's future.
Could Emma pull it back out once they got out of the red?
You can remove an Urgeborn from someone, but that does require some specific knowledge.
Okay,
Hmm.
well,
We better get sweets.
are we all just walking? Okay. Well,
He walked away. So.
and I can't imagine he'd be too thrilled, or they'd be too thrilled, rather. That's just...
Oh my god. Yes, Vox. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
Nigel would have been great.
No,
But we don't have Nigel.
we don't.
Oh well. Okay. Anyway, let's get sweets.
As we're going to get sweets, I'm going to go over to Lucky and whisper to him that this is dangerous and we only need a participant to be willing for a short amount of time, and hope he gets what I'm trying to imply to him.
No. Yeah, okay. No idea what you're talking about.
Just gonna pick up a random passerby and put a demon in them.
Lucky controls people's minds. I mean,
Oh, you could have said that. Okay.
that's like your whole thing.
No, but he was very obtuse. So like, that could have meant anything to do with demons. I didn't know that he wanted me to control someone's mind and make them willing. That's
I'm
dark.
not saying it's an option.
That's really dark.
It's an option.
I mean, better them than me. Alright, well, first we have to get...
What if we put it into Demora?
Well, we'd still have to find Demora.
Yeah.
Well, we know how
Oh.
to do that now.
Yeah, let's. Or we could still maybe purchase the
Then-
computers and not the extractor or something.
Can thought forms hold demons?
No.
That's a shame.
No, it has to be something with the soul.
Oh, right, okay.
I mean, they're very well. Like, I'll just say that, especially the Goetic, Emma Elizabeth knows this, there are people who would absolutely volunteer for that.
Okay.
Well, fine. So say we find somebody that wants to take in the demon. The other half of this equation is clearly unwilling to go through with this.
We made a
Despite
deal.
we did make a deal. We did make a deal, but he left.
He was unwilling to pay to have this happen.
I'm gonna
Which-
go get sweets.
Please go get sweets.
Sweets is like halfway down the street.
Just
Hello.
have we come to a more reasonable situation?
Yes, we have. You don't need to pay any mage coins. We have found a new solution. No Demora.
Right. Is it dealing with that pleasant Emma Elizabeth? Unpleasant, sorry. We get confused about the dichotomy of words sometimes.
It involves Emma Elizabeth. That is indeed correct. Yep. So come on in and feel you're part of the deal.
I mean, Sweets, you would, I think you're Goetic. If Emma Elizabeth is the one doing it, you know how she's going to do it. You don't actually even have to be in the same place.
It's true. Well, lead the way.
Okay. I'll bring Sweet back.
So, where are we going to do this?
The sewer.
Good place as any.
Why don't we just head back to mine? Ours. We would prefer to be in somewhere, a comfortable setting, if we are going to be
Extracted.
extracted.
Are we sure the Vespertine won't bother us again?
The who now?
Oh, the people that were trying to murder you earlier. Yeah, they
Hmm.
were the Vespertine. So
The dead
That would
bodies
make
which are
sense.
were left in the hallway.
yeah, and there are still bodies there. Not really sure if that's gonna affect your rent at all.
They'll probably go up if anything.
That's unfortunate. I mean, we could always go back to my place. It's furnished and not a sewer.
It's not a sewer. That's true. All right. Dark
Well.
basement.
Dark basement it is, and there are no dead bodies.
And it wouldn't be the first weird ritual performed there.
It's true.
If we're going to have this occur, Emma, would you mind educating ourselves on some of your proceedings that you're going to be using? We're still new to the practice.
Well,
Just
you're
as-
aware.
Go ahead.
You're aware of how we pull demons out of other suns, correct?
Yes.
Any being, really, not necessarily just demons.
Mm-hmm.
In principle, it's the same thing. It just might be uncomfortable as pulling something out of a sun and pulling something out of a living body are. Well, the practice isn't really meant to be pulling things from people, but here we are.
Well, it's a small price to pay. As long as you
You are still
uphold
high.
your well, and if you will uphold your end of our deal. Or specifically, Lucky.
I just want to imagine that Lucky actually has a silly straw drink.
you've
It's
got
his-
leftover drinks from
It's
the
his
salty
drink from the
return.
bar.
Yeah.
It's got a twisty straw and a little brow.
That big tacky to-go cups. Just...
Yes.
For the
Yeah,
sake
those-
of
Word. I don't know why you would think otherwise.
For the sake of time, could we implant the Urgeborn into Lucky and then re-implant later?
Yeah.
For the sake of getting it done. I'll pose that question to the group as well.
Would
Go ahead.
I was just would planting an Urgeborn in us be as risky?
It's already in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in a different way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's not the demons infesting Sweets as a collective are a bit more like a possession, but it's like you formed a mutual understanding and a cooperative. So it's in a dormant state. It's not maturing.
Yeah, let's put it in Sweets then.
So it's more of a.
I don't know if Sweets can be a host in that way.
That-
because-
Okay.
Yeah,
because of
I'm
their
already
nature.
host.
Sweets is
You can't throw
already
two
full.
parties at once.
Okay.
I mean, you could try,
Plus,
but that would be a really weird.
I don't think we intend on bringing him to the red anyway. Or them to the red.
No, I don't think we do.
Alright. Well, let's go.
Okay.
Do, do, do. Cut to dark basement.
Cut to dark basement. Screen wipe. All right. So, the interesting part about this is going to be all of the summoning, because this will be a bit unusual.
Yeah.
Emma Elizabeth is going to be summoning specific entities as opposed to general entities, which is a little bit harder. Although one of them you know its name, which will
Yes.
actually make it easier.
Mhm.
And so this time the act of summoning is not guaranteed, right? Like when you summon a general creature, it appears, then you engage in colloquy to convince it to do what you want. In this case, the act of summoning itself might fail.
Could they both possibly fail? Or just the one that I know the name of?
They can both possibly fail because you're still
Okay.
summoning a specific creature
Gotcha.
or a specific being.
Gotcha. Alright.
Now, so one of them you're going to implant as an Urgeborn. The other one you have to take with you somewhere to use as a key. So are you going to try and like stick it in something, or are you just going to convince it to accompany you until you do what it does what it needs to do?
Well, that's a great question. So I wasn't here. Who is getting us access to the red in exchange for these?
They're not. So someone has given you information,
Okay.
and the information was that this particular doorway
Mhm.
is usable or tuned to this particular demon, this marquee. I'd have to double check its name. This Zeralax is one of its servants.
Yeah.
So this demon itself will unlock that gateway.
Got you. Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead, Corey.
do we know, is the name of the other demon the Marquis Erebist?
Yes, the Marquis Erebist is Zeralax's boss.
Oh, okay, got it.
The other one, the Caitiff, it's its progeny. I don't think you were ever given the name of that demon specifically.
So I'm just going to be real frank as far as what I'm going to do with Zeralax. I'm probably just going to summon them.
Mhm.
And, since we've got 4 people as backup, I'm just gonna threaten it and see how that goes. If it can unlock this gate by itself,
Mhm.
make it believe that that is something it needs to do, or it will die, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. So let's start with the Urgeborn.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. All right. So, we'll make these. We've made these open because I've already told you the level of these demons. So the Urgeborn's a level 5.
Okay. Let's see.
So you're gonna have to engage in a sorcery action with the entity's level as the challenge.
Okay. And spending the sorcery to summon the being does or does not add to that.
It only applies to the summoning. It doesn't go to the venture for your colloquy.
Okay. But as far as being able to succeed or fail with the summon itself, how does that
That's
work
right.
as far as spending sorcery goes?
Let's see. Yes, that will go to the venture for this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll apply to the venture as normal for the summoning bit. Now for the... So this is like a combine, it's like nested actions,
Mhm.
right? What you spend for step 3, which is the sorcery cost for the summoning type and all of that, that doesn't stack onto the venture for this summoning action.
Okay.
Okay?
I think.
So you're going to summon a level 5 entity,
Yes.
right? And go with coercion.
No, for this one I'm going to be bribery. I'm going to bribe
Oh,
it
this-
with the chance to get implanted.
Okay.
The other guy I'm going to threaten.
Yes. Okay. So, all right. So we'll say that the bribe is at the same level, so it doesn't change it one way or the other. So it'll be a modification of 0.
Mhm.
So its effective level is still 5. So you're gonna
Yeah.
spend 5 sorcery there,
Yes.
and then you have to immediately spend another 5 for the sorcery action for like the summoning bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I can. I have 11 sorcery at a time, so I'm down to 1.
Okay. So you're making a level 5 challenge, but yeah, you don't need to roll because you spent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the colloquy goes, I have 1 level in persuasion.
So so for bribery, yeah, okay.
Can we do this over the course of hours to add the +2 question mark?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So
Yeah.
It's gonna take a long time.
I'll put some coffee on.
Yeah, we're gonna need it. So yeah, I'll do that. So the venture's at 3 then.
No, so because the other 5 that you spent still applies, right?
Mm-hmm. Does it?
No, sorry, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So it would just be at 3.
So, at 3, yeah.
Yeah. Interaction then I done.
That's right.
Yeah. I was like, I know I can make this number higher. I've done
Yeah.
that before.
And,
Yeah.
and you're rolling 2 dice, and you only need to roll 1 or higher, right? At this point.
Yeah, I'll spend a single interaction Bene.
Yep.
So I'll roll my dice and hope I don't get a 0. Alright, that is an 8 and a 1.
Okay. So yeah, so this like smoke
Mhm.
sort of rises off of Sweet and then like pulls out through the nose and coalesces into just this like indistinct spiritual ephemeral form. that then sort of takes shape inside the circle that you inscribed. And I guess you're just offering it a host, right?
Yeah, but pretty much just step aside, gesture at Lucky. He's all yours.
And it just flows over right away like an eager dog and like swirls around Lucky until Lucky's sort of encased in this like foggy substance. And then it just, I'm assuming here, Lucky, you're willing? You're not resisting? And it just like flows into your nose and it sort of snuggles into your soul.
Mm.
Just this like cold, slippery snake twining around your soul and taking root.
That is a really extremely unpleasant.
Welcome to the Legion.
All right, I'll take an hour rest.
And so to note, this is a progeny of a demon that is all about deals and making deals and enforcing the punishing the breaking of deals. And so this demon actually feeds off of betrayal. This demon's gotta eat.
Okay.
It's gotta eat and grow. So there may or may not be things down the road. We'll see.
Well, that's fun.
Well, like I said, we can pull this bad boy out and do whatever we need to do after we get back from the red. I'm saying that as Alex, by the way. I don't need.
Yeah, right.
No.
I can't imagine Emma talking like that.
Yeah.
You're this bad boy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I took a. Wait, shit. I have to spend. So for the level 7 entity, do I have to spend 7 sorcery twice?
Yes.
Shit. Can I take an action rest in between the spendings or nah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
Because this is the kind of thing that happens in like not narrative, like in narrative, not action mode. So
Yeah.
there really shouldn't be any reason why you can't.
Yeah. All right. So this one's gonna take even longer, but I'll take that X amount of hours to.
Right. It's what? It's level.
7.
It's level in hours. Yeah.
It's just double or it's double times 2. But
Yeah.
It's
Right.
gonna be a long time. So yeah, I'll do that. Also for this one, I'm gonna inscribe a protection circle just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll do that. I'll mark down my rest and my sorcery.
Okay.
Alright, so that'll be 4 left. All my rests. And as I'm like as I'm like in the final stages of summoning, I'm gonna call over to the group. I'm gonna be really honest right now. I have no idea the malleability of the spirit. So if you could all look as threatening and intimidating as possible and be ready to fight, I think we should be able to get done with this rather quickly.
Henry's been like kind of dozing off over a cup of coffee, like, what? Huh? Yep.
Yeah. This is like 14 hours later.
Yeah.
Oh my
Towards
god.
the end of this, could I have spent some time summoning a demon to aid in this endeavor?
Sure.
Towards the end of this? Yeah.
Sure.
So. Does that look like?
Yeah, I've spent all my sorcery. As far as the colloquy goes, does the coercion with all of everyone around have any positive?
It will.
Okay.
So, all right. So the summoning action that happened, you spend enough sorcery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do sweets here first. So, what level can you summon sweets? So level 2, level 3.
Level 3. Yeah.
Okay. So you can basically
Three
spend
sorcery.
three sorcery.
Okay. Done.
And so you're summoning a level 3 demon
Mm-hmm.
to take the aid action.
Yes.
The aid colloquy. Sorry, the aid summoning type. Which would be not combat related. So if you want to use it to like help in being threatening, then you would want to use assail. Or you could use guard.
I'll use guard.
Okay. Just to sort of help make you look tougher.
Yeah.
Okay. And what means of colloquy are you going to use?
Colloquy. Why do I not have this open? Why can I not
Bribery.
find this? Bribery. Yeah. Maybe a chance to join the Legion.
Yeah, or you could, like, a demon of the red, you could, like, to do something, like, just a brute, like a level 3 brute. You basically give it, like, 30 crystal orbs worth of, like, red, bloody meat, right? And
Okay.
that would be a same level. So for every more crystals you spend would add to your venture.
Okay. I don't think I have that many orbs.
30 would be
So,
the minimum.
yeah, I'll probably just spend 30. And then I have yeah, I don't think I have anything else that can help me with that. Besides maybe an interaction bene.
Yep, you could spend that. So you just need to roll 2 or higher, and you're rolling 2 dice.
9 and a 3.
Okay. So you've got this big, brutish, hulking demon. Is it tripod?
And it's got a little sailor's hat tucked to the side.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So you're going to use the threatening.
Yes.
Coercion. What's the nastiest stuff any of you have in terms of level? So like an offensive spell, weapon, or something. What's the highest level thing you have to bring to bear?
I'm really counting on lucky here.
Alice has her level 7 thing that she just got that could be used offensively. I'm not quite sure.
Which
the departure from reality one.
Oh yeah, because you could just like write it out of existence, kind of thing.
It lets me control their senses.
I have control mind level 8.
So those are all limited in time. So for a creature that doesn't have a need for a physical existence,
I can cause 6 points of mental damage by weaving
How
together some shit.
How big is it? Is it very large?
probably not.
I have belonged to a red hell.
Yes, which destroys something, right? Physical existence, anyway.
So that wouldn't work either.
And what level is that? Yeah, at
6.
the moment it's going to be a spiritual creature, not in physical form.
Well, that's level 6. And that's kind of my next highest one, and that won't work. That's all I can offer.
We're just trying to gauge how big of a threat your group actually poses. So like things that do damage to non-physical things. It's like Jolt Mine does, right? It's like what's the most you could do with that?
That's only level 3.
Okay.
That's
All right.
better.
So you got some numbers.
But it also does +2 damage on top of that. So
Okay. Yep.
I don't,
Okay. So I think your threat you can eke it to same level, but just barely. So you don't get any bonus.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do have enough for 3 interaction bene for each of the 2 rounds of colloquy. I have 1
Okay.
persuasion and 2 from the long-term summon, so my total venture is 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Oh, what bonus do I get for knowing his name? Its name, their name.
That's right. I think it's a +1. But that's on the summoning bit, because you know its name.
Sure.
But then, yeah, +1 on the colloquy too, because you know its name.
Yeah. All right, so then the total venture is at a 7.
Okay. Which equals its level.
Yeah.
All right. So it is, as it's pulled out again, this like sort of smoky, indistinct form. It initially sort of rages. It like thrashes around, hissing and snarling. But you manage to sufficiently cow it to agree. And how long can you keep this under your...
All right, I can keep this thing for a long time. Let me see.
Okay.
I think it's at least a week.
Okay.
Probably more.
All right.
Up to a week.
Okay. So eventually Zeralax just sort of snarls. Fine, mortal. I will unlock the gate for you.
Thank you.
I will remember this insult.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
My master will hear of this goetic.
I'm shaking in my boots.
Are they stylish? Are they
Very.
stylish boots?
Very stylish.
All right, so you have successfully summoned a bunch of demons, implanted Lucky with an Urgeborn, and have a demon that is a key to a gate, and so that is where we will end for the evening. So thanks everyone for sticking around. Thanks Taryn for joining us and giving up some demons for the cause.
Glad I got to play the whole time this night. So
Yay!
that's probably my favorite part.
You're definitely getting a despair because you just lost 2.
Oh
of your
yeah.
demons.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that for my my forte, and it's like despair. Someone attempts to exercise my demons. Someone controls my demons. It's like, yeah, that's exactly.
Yep.
I just
Yep. Absolutely worthy of a despair. So thanks, and for people watching or watching the VOD later, join us next week because next week will be very special. Follow us on Twitter because we'll be promoting it, or I will be promoting it. But Radio Free Wolf, so we'll be participating in a charity stream marathon that's going across multiple channels. That is all raising money for scholarship purposes for sending people from marginalized communities to Big Bad Con. So we're going to participate in that. Ken Davidson was the one organizing this and reached out to us to participate, so we're happy to do so. And it'll just continue ticking along our little charity driving that we've been doing over the course of the month and funnel into that. So yeah, so that's that. I'm Dan, Mads IDM. You can find me here on Variant Roles doing various things. And follow us on Twitter, because honestly, we get so much stuff going on right now that I'm not going to list it all. If it's a weekend, any time of the day, that's afternoon or evening, Eastern time, we're probably on doing something. So tune in. And other people get specific shows that they can promo. So I'll just say, if you want to see more of me, you can come back here on Saturdays, or you can drop in on Thursdays for Monty Cook Mixtape, where we play Cypher, Invisible Sun, and various other stuff. And I'll leave it at that for me, and I'll just go out reverse order. So we'll touch base quickly if you get any acumen, joy, or despair, favorite moment, and shout out for whatever your top thing you want to promote is. Corey.
So I think the only thing, Alice has started to put together more about the secret of the legacy artifact, I think, for an acumen.
Yes. And I already gave you the joy for,
Yep.
Hey, a legacy artifact activated for me.
Ooh, is it like a specific trigger?
Yeah, you still don't know.
Oh,
but in that situation, it activated, and I thought that was worthy of joy, so I wanted to... that was also a shift, essentially, that gave joy. But yeah,
cool.
For sure an acumen there.
Awesome. So I'll mark that down. I am on Twitter at Corey Hickson. I'm on this show on Saturdays. We're wrapping up Pride Month. I released a game that you can check out. All of its proceeds are going to be added towards the Trans Lifeline donations. So super excited to finish that up. We're getting pretty close to $100 on that, so I think we can maybe push that a bit further. And that's me. Oh my god, I just remembered I'm guesting on Tuesday.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you. Tuesday, Dice Prairie, one shot. Thank you for reminding me. My memory is limited. That's me.
Excellent, great. Sam.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm Sam. I'm 65th Victor. Tonight, I think Lucky should get a joy because he got the finishing blows on both the Vespertine servants, and one of them was using one of his forte abilities. So that was exciting from Lucky and me.
I buy that, sure.
Yeah. Favorite moment, I don't know, that was probably my favorite moment, honestly. And then my promotion, I'm going to be on Todd Talks on Monday on the D&D channel for Uncaged Volume 2, which comes out on Tuesday.
Excellent, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ashley's kind of dragging me along, so.
Well, still, you're beyond Todd Talks. Yeah. Perfect, awesome, that's great. Annie.
Hello, I'm Annie. You can find me at Alphabet Seeds, and my favorite moment tonight was actually when Alice activated the legacy object. It synced up really nicely with this swell of music, which made it even more epic, and like that was very cool.
That's the best when things happen that way.
Yeah, I was just like, oh. Well, I just let it happen. Oh, that was my favorite moment.
Yeah, so behind the scenes moment, that idea came to me when I was watching Pride Brunch earlier today, and Corey was talking about Big Sword Lesbian and Alice, and what was it? I also had this other thing where I just had a flash of this avenging angel in like rainbow light with a big sword, and I was like, yes, this must happen.
Nice.
It was very cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I think Henry probably feels pretty bad about actually killing someone, even though they were actively trying to kill her. But that's all I got. Tired.
Excellent. All right, Alex.
Hi everybody, I'm tired. I'm Alex. I will be running a D&D 5th edition game set in Ravnica tomorrow night, featuring special guest Stephen Rowe.
Monday night, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's my thing.
Oh, you're right. Tomorrow isn't Monday. That's how tired I am, everybody.
Well, actually, it's after midnight, so you're
Depends
correct.
on where you're at. Let's be honest.
For Alex and myself.
Monday night, whenever that is for you, I'll be running D&D 5th edition game set in Ravnica, featuring special guest Stephen Rowe and Sam as well, who is also very special. But
I'm excited to play with
But
Steven.
not a guest.
Yeah, I'm not a guest.
yeah, no. But yeah, so come tune in, watch that. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going into the sewers. There's going to be a lot of eye horror.
Someone's going to be carrying me.
It's going to be great.
I'm not walking in the sewers.
And favorite, well, as far as like joy and acumen goes, I think that Emma's probably pretty jazzed about summoning a level 7 demon and threatening it into submission.
Is this
like,
the highest level that she summoned?
This is, yes.
So that is a joy.
Yeah. So this is, and it's not only the highest level she's summoned, but like she didn't bribe it, like she didn't persuade it, like she came in like straight out of the bat, like, you know, threatening it.
Grab it by the throat, wrestle it to submission.
So she's pretty happy about the sense of superiority there.
Didn't your cage break? Did I remember that?
The spell didn't work.
I failed to cage somebody, but my cage is still intact.
Okay, I thought it broke, and I was sad.
If it broke, I'd be super bummed out.
Yeah.
I would be bummed out. Let's see, favorite moment. I really liked our sort of ad hoc nautical bar thing that happened. That was great. That was wonderful.
Yeah, that was perfect. Excellent, great. And you also get one step closer to recovering part of this ritual, so I think that's an acumen on your arc.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Taryn.
Yeah. You can find me at Twitter on at TarzanOZ. We already discussed the joy or the despair thing because that's an obvious despair. Not sure how acumen works, but we don't need to worry about that because
so you're on
and stuff.
You've got this revenge arc, right?
Yeah.
And your revenge arc is about this person that you just
contracted these people. Hopefully send us a hit squad after if they don't if they keep their end of the deal.
Right, but regardless, you made progress, so that is an acumen for you.
Cool. So you can find me actually tomorrow night, since that is my actual spot. We are on the second to last episode of our run of Urban Shadows right now, at 7 p.m. Central. So things are heating up. We've had some really interesting turns and events happen lately. Had some fun things we got to do with that, and actually Vox Fanato is going to be guest starring tomorrow night as Max McLaren will be away. So come hang out with us. It is the spoopy to Invisible Sun surreal, as they say. Yes, Tori will be joining us. And my favorite moment tonight was being able to just like walk away from multiple situations as the group got distracted in their own conversations. Just like they just started chatting. I was like, well, I don't need to be here for this. I don't know these guys.
I just like
they cut my buddy's arms off.
Yeah, I just like Taryn sending me private messages on Zoom. It just says Sweeps is late for work, so he just leaves.
I'll drop my business card, but I'm out of here.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Oh.
Perfect. All right, well,
thanks for having me. Yeah, that was a blast. Actually getting to play a whole session.
Yes, absolutely. That's great. Thanks to those people who donated, because of course that's going to Trans Lifeline. And I always love when someone throws me the big opportunity to put a shift and throw a monkey wrench into everyone's plans, like attacking them by the worst group in probably all of the actuality. So there's that. So yes, thanks. Tomorrow is our last day raising money for Trans Lifeline. So definitely pop in. There's a few shows. Oh no, Gothic Brunch isn't on this week, is it? That's right. So just come to Urban Shadows, because I love to watch Urban Shadows. So hang out with me, donate some money, and we'll feel good about everything. So I am going to grace you all with one final view of the opening sequence, and then we'll sign off. So thanks, everyone.
Do we
is
want to
there
raid?
anyone to raid?
Welcome party. Welcome party's
at this
on.
time? Welcome party?
Yeah.
Okay. I will also set that up while we get this going. So stick around and welcome party, all people. Okay, perfect. Yep. So we'll set this up. Thanks everyone, and good night.